Have you ever tried to access documentation for your project only to be met with a frustrating 404 error? It can be incredibly annoying, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to troubleshoot accessing Swagger documentation with JHipster. I completely understand how disheartening it is when you've put in the effort to generate your app server, only to find that the documentation you need is just out of reach. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, "Why am I getting a 404 error when trying to access Swagger documentation after generating my app server with JHipster?" They mentioned that they used the command to skip the client, but the Swagger UI just isn't showing up. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So, what could be causing this 404 error? It often happens when the Swagger UI isn't properly configured or if the application isn't running as expected. Don't worry, we'll break it down step by step to find out what's going on. And stick around. I've got a crucial tip at the end that will help ensure your Swagger documentation is always accessible. To access the Swagger documentation, the user should first ensure that the Swagger UI is included in their JHipster application. This is typically included by default, but it's good to double check. Next, the user should confirm that the application is running correctly. They can do this by checking the console output for any errors after starting the application. If the application is running without issues, the user should check the application properties file. They need to ensure that the Swagger configuration is enabled. After confirming the configuration, the user can try accessing the Swagger UI again. They should use the URL /localhost 88c their swagger index.html. If the user still encounters a 404 error, they should check the logs for any additional information that might indicate what went wrong. Fun fact, Swagger was originally created to help developers document their APIs more easily. Now, it's a staple in many development workflows. Let's make sure you can access yours. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One user suggests a simple solution to access Swagger documentation in JHipster. They recommend adding a specific dependency to your project. Here's the crucial tip I promised. Always double-check your application configuration after generating your app. This simple habit can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to access your Swagger documentation without any issues. Remember, keeping your configuration in check is key. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips. And don't miss our bonus tip on optimizing your JHipster applications.